All right. I think we are going live. Let me put the comments on. And as you join us this evening, it's afternoon. I'm so confused. Not even afternoon yet. It's still morning. I think I should be able to see your names since we're doing it on the Facebook page. And then, of course, if you're on YouTube, I will be able to see that as well. So let me know when you get here. Say hello. It's been a while since I've seen everyone. So I'm just going to organize and sit here and wait for y'all. Trying to get to my ice water. Okay, hopefully. Hey, Marsha Long, good morning. How are you? What is it your time? Like 10:30? Is that correct? I think so, right? Maybe. I figured it's Saturday. I don't know what y'all's weather is, but it's hotter than blazes here. So I thought we might as well do it. I try to do it like mid-morning, before afternoon. That way people that are on the Central Coast are probably still at the house and not running around. Hello, Karen Joe. How are you? Nice to see you again. Well, not that I see you, but I see your name. So, hope you guys are doing fine. I am excited to be back. I hate when I miss a week, but I've been in the craft room working like a dog, let me tell you. I'm working on classes for the next 2 weeks. I got my shell point classes. I just found some easy cards for them, so I'm going to make those this afternoon. Oh, you put ice in your coffee. I don't ever do that. I always drink. I have 1 cup in the morning. My husband makes it, and there's mornings when I want 2, and I just know I can't. I mean, as much as I enjoy it, I know if I drink more than an extra half a cup, it starts giving me the jitters. So I just have, accepted the fact that I should only have 1 cup in the morning. So, but anyways, but we've got some, these are pretty easy cards that we're going to do today. I keep saying tonight because I'm so used to doing this in the evenings. But I think I'm going to try to do some more. I'm going to reevaluate doing my lives. I might start doing like a Thursday, Technique Thursday or something. I'm not sure. We're going to be heading out of town the last 2 weeks, I think, of August. Then we come back for like a week or so. And then we head to Virginia. My best friend, one of my good friend's daughter's getting married. So we're going to go like 5 days ahead of the wedding, stay. I'm hoping I can try to catch up with people that haven't seen in like 5 to 10 years. And then after the wedding, we're going to go up to the Williamsburg area where my husband's brothers live. And we're going to stay. We've got an Airbnb up there. So we're going to stay there for a week. But I am going to try to see what I can get done before we go. Or I don't know, we're taking the car, so I might be able to pack some stuff in the car if I can get it ready. We'll see. So it is so hot. I tell you what, I know Karen Joe can relate to this. We get up in the mornings and it's 82 to 83 degrees outside, humid. You walk outside and it's like walking into a blanket of heat. And it's just miserable and you hate to even go outside. So you try to stay in. And I have, I've got the air conditioner. I've turned it down now 2 notches to cool it down in here. It is just miserable outside. Yeah, I did have a good birthday. My husband, I probably shouldn't share this. We went to dinner Wednesday night, which was my birthday. And we went to this new tapas, whatever you want to call it, restaurant, which we'd been to once before. And it's really good food. Well, I was having a couple cocktails. Well, I ended up getting a second margarita after I'd had a Cosmo, and then I had a margarita on the rocks, and then I ordered a second margarita, which I shouldn't have done because I just felt like poo-poo when I got up the next morning. I did not feel good. I was just, you get sluggish. I can't, I just don't drink like I used to. I'm lucky if I have, unless we go out to dinner or something, I'm lucky if I have maybe 1 drink every 2 to 3 weeks, at home. Every now and then we might fix one, But for the most part, I just don't drink like I used to. And I obviously can't handle it like I used to. But it's okay. But it was nice. We had a really nice time. And I just find it fascinating. And I said this in my post that, no matter how old you are, it just, I just look in the mirror and I don't feel like I'm 65. I just, I thought I put these things off and now they're popping through. But anyways, I just don't feel my age. And I know one thing, and I just, I don't feel my age, and I don't, my brain, I just think I'm younger for whatever reason. And I'll tell you what, one thing I have found talking to the people that live here, yeah, I know. Well, yeah, but I know. But I will tell you one thing. Everybody that I've spoke to that's much older, like in their, and I shouldn't say this because, who knows how old everybody is, mid 80s and up. And, I've got two ladies that one's 91 and one's 90 that attend my stamp classes. And they will tell you, and there's one lady that walks, she's 83. Now she uses one of those stand-up walkers. She walks like 12 miles a day. She puts me to shame. I'm lucky if I can, do throughout the day, if I do 4 or 5, right? Walking the dog and all that. But they tell me, everybody tells me, if you don't use it, you lose it. And I just have to keep remembering that. And I think I'm in pretty good shape, though I'm not doing the strength exercising that I should be doing. As you get older, you need to do that, and I'm not. So I have decided that I'm going to go into the pool every day, because we have the pool right next to the, our building. And they have weights and stuff in there. So I'm just getting in the pool, and I'm going to take a good 30 minutes and just walk and do the weights. And, if I have to jog in place or do the, leg spreads or whatever you help, butterfly thingies or all that, I'm going to start doing it because I really need to start doing something. It is just a number, but man, I tell you, when you hit, I don't know. And I don't know what it is about 65. I guess because I had to go on Medicare. That makes you feel like, oh my Lord. But anyways, it's okay. I had a good time, and I want to thank everybody for all the birthday cards. I can't tell you how many cards I got. And the one picture that I shared on my stamp page was only from, I don't think that included, oh yeah, it did included it. That included all of them, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, it was quite a few. It was quite a few. I know, I'm telling you. There's one lady yesterday, she had missed my class last month, and 2 ladies did. So I made their cards, and they live right near where my studio is in my cousin's place. And so I went over, and the one lady that's 91, her name is Nan. I went to her room, and she wasn't in a room. They said, oh, she's in the activity room. I go down the activity room. Now keep in mind, she's 91. She is making these, those things that you've got like a piece of wood that's maybe, let me get in the camera, like so big around, and it's about, this big. Let me get in the camera. Let me get the right place of the camera. So long, and you got wires hanging with like little baubles and stuff, and you hang it somewhere, and it's really, really cute, like real pretty, cut glass and whatever. She's in there making one of those. I was like, oh my God, I just couldn't believe it. But that's how she stays, and she walks with no assistance. She's slow, but she doesn't need a walker, and she was just so happy I brought her cards, and she just, anyway, she's a sweetheart. So, all right, well, enough of me babbling. So let's get started. And those that come in late, they'll, if they miss anything, they'll have to go back. This is going to be recorded, so you can watch it in the replay. And I first want to just go through, I'm going to show you the sketch, and then just remind everybody about our designer series special. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera down to the desk. And I don't know if you can see this, so I'll bring it up. All right, so I tried to do a sketch, and I kind of got off, we were doing it like once or twice a month, and I kind of got whacked out. So I promise I'm going to be better and do, like a wind chime thing, yes. So I'm going to be better about doing this on Saturday mornings at 11:30, and I'm toying with doing like a 12 o'clock, like a Thursday technique day, which I'm only going to do 1 card, 1 technique, so it won't take a lot of time. So anyways, so this is the sketch that I thought we would work with. And so my idea, and I'll show you what we're gonna make, was to use a piece of like cardstock with some designer paper, and then either add another strip of designer paper or a piece of cardstock with a circle. And it doesn't have to be a circle. It could be an oval. It could be a square, whatever. It just kind of gives you an idea. So sometimes we get kind of stuck, right? And we're not sure how to get started. And sometimes the sketches are good for that. I came to your house to make cards along with my sister. Oh, you did? Well, hi, Nancy. I'm sorry. A lady just popped in from Washington State. Well, how are you? I am down in Fort Myers now, and you must have came to the Villages, if I'm not mistaken. Welcome, Nancy. I'm glad you can join me. So that is the purpose of doing these sketches, is just to try to give us a starting point of sometimes if we get a little, you know, a brain blockage and we can't figure out what we want to do. Sometimes the sketches will help. So that's what this is for. All right, so we'll get started with that in just a minute. But I did want to show you or remind you of our designer series paper. We're getting into the last week of the month, and there's only 30 days in June. So remember that any of these 13 papers are 15% off. So one of the things, I'll keep you posted when I get ready to do that, okay? One of the recommendations I have is this month during June, you can join as a demonstrator. You don't have to teach classes. You don't have to do lives like I'm doing, but you can, they're giving you an additional $30 in product. So for $99, normally the demonstrator kit is $125. So through the end of June, it's $155 for $99 plus your sales tax. So in addition to that extra $30, if you add on any of these papers that are 15% off, you're getting additional money. So you're getting better use of your money. And I would highly encourage you to do that. So if you've got a wish list that is running around the $75, $80 range, I would highly encourage you to join my Crafty Girls community for $99 sales tax, depending on what your state is. You may, you know, it may be like $105 total. But to get $155 in product and then get some of these papers run $12.50, so that would be like $9.38. So you're saving $3 and something. Is that right? 15% off. So anyways, give that some thought. I will put the link out when we get done. I'll put the link on my page so you'll have it. And then, so with that being said, let's get started. Now I am... and one thing else, if you all haven't signed up and joined my newsletter, that will also be on the link below. I send out a weekly newsletter every Tuesday that keeps you up to date on what Stampin' Up! Is doing and then what I'm offering as well, and gives you get at least 2 tutorials a week in my newsletter. So if that's something you're interested in, you can just go to shallwestamp.com, which is my blog, and on the right hand side it says join my newsletter. And in addition, you'll get a free one sheet wonder class when you do that. Okay, so enough of the sales stuff. All right, so today I thought we would work with the Circle Sayings bundle, and that's on page 17 of our catalog. And if you don't have a catalog and you're not working with the demonstrator, just shoot me a direct message, messenger, Facebook, email, I don't care, and I'll drop one in the mail to you. But this stamp set was designed by Jessica Taylor when she hit her $1 million mark. I absolutely love this because it comes with the bundle comes with a 2 3/8 inch punch, which we've kind of gotten away from our punches. And I know the older we get, sometimes it's harder to push these little suckers down. But it makes it a lot easier and quicker when you're making cards if you use a punch than trying to run it through the die cutting machine. I'm not taking anything away from the die cutting machine because we do use those. I just want to let you know. But this is what we're going to do. And this is a great one because she's got all of the sentiments that you can think of. Thinking of you, celebrate, thank you, happy birthday, smile, warm hello because you're awesome, sending you and then it's got a cupcake, flowers, seashells right here, and then this little beachy scene. So I'll show you once we get done making cards a couple of the other ones that I have done so that you can kind of get some ideas of what you can do with this set. So here's the stamp set. It is a photopolymer, which means the stamp sets are clear so you can see through them. And now they will stain, but as long as you clean them off, the stain will not affect your stamping. So just keep that in mind. If you're new to these photopolymer instead of the red rubber, these are fine. And I think the stamp set, let me go back. The stamp set with the bundle with the punch, you get a 10% discount. So keep that in mind too. If you decide to join and you add these bundles in, you're getting an additional 10% too. So it's $41.25. If you just want the stamp set, you might have a circle punch. The stamp set's $24. Okay. All right, so let's get started. Now I'm going to just start with making a card, and then I'll show you what I've done. I've made a couple extras. We're going to make 3 because they're pretty simple. Okay, I didn't see that. All right, and that's the other thing. If you're looking for retired stuff and you can't find something, I do have an Etsy store, and that will be up on my blog. I think I'll put that up there. I don't know if it's been on there. Anyways, I'll let you know what that is too. Okay, so we are going to start. I'm going to get my paper trimmer out. We're going to use a base card of 5.5 by 8.5, scoring it at 4 1/4. And this is a Pretty Peacock. This was one of my favorite colors when we had it before. And of course, I sell all my stuff, so I had to buy all new ink and paper. All right, so my idea, so this is what I'm going to do. And you'll see what I've done on the other card. I'm going to take a piece of the gingham, and this gingham paper, and let me just tell you what Stampin' Up, what a wonderful company this is. I got my order in a couple weeks ago, and there was 2 packages of this gingham paper in there, okay? It's the 6x6 Glorious Gingham. Well, I didn't order it, and it was in my thing, so I called Stampin' Up. I said, do you want me to send this back to you? Do you know what they told me? No, just keep it. So I have 2 packs of gingham paper. That I didn't have to pay for, because you think about it, it's more cost for me to email back to mail it back to them, and then for them to have to take it, restock it. So they just sent me the item that I was missing, but I got to keep the paper, so that's kind of cool. All right, so anyways, so we are going to start with the 6x6 paper, and we're going to cut it down. We're going to add a piece of basic white first to the card base, and this is 4 by 5 1/4. So every time we go down a layer, you want to take a 1/4 off. If you don't want as much of the, let's say, the white paper, then you can just cut it down by 1/8 of an inch. But I'm going to cut this, since this is 4 by 5 1/4, then I'm going to cut this to 4, so I'm going to make it 3 3/4. So I'm going to make this 3 3/4, and then I'm going to cut it, this is at 5 1/4, so I'm going to cut this to 5. And that's what we're going to put on the front of our card. Now, you've got these nice size scraps, so keep those because we can use those for something else. All right, so now, oh, you know what I did? I already have this paper already pre-cut. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on a minute. Yes, I did. I already pre-cut it. Oh, look at that. I got papers all over the place. Hang on a minute. Hold up. I already pre-cut it. Well, now I have another one so I can make another card. There you go. Okie doke. So let's put all this there. All right, so I am going to, oh no, I didn't. I lied. I'm going to do this. I lied about that. I do need this piece. All right, so we're going to add this right here. I'm going to move my base off to the side, and then I will show you, if I can get my glue, and then you look at, this is the one side, it's got the checks, and then this side is more of the gingham look. So you have the option to do either one. And it comes in some really good colors. All right, we're going to pass on that one. Let's pull up this one. I knew that might happen. I've been using this one today, so. All right, so we're going to add this to the front of our white piece. And again, if you're looking for some quick and easy cards, or if you're just starting out with card making, this is a great way to do it. All right, so we've got that there. All right, and then the next thing we're going to do, oh, I've got to get my ribbon. Hang on a second, I forgot my ribbon. Hold up. All right, okay. Now we're going to add this to the front of our card base. And one thing about the liquid glue, of course I didn't let it, it does give you a little bit of time once you put it down to move it. Of course on that one I was talking too much and it's gotten, anyways, I've got a little bit off-sided, but that's right. I could trim it down, but we're just going to leave it the way it is. It's fine because no one's going to know what my card's supposed to look like. Okay. So then what I did was I cut a piece of Pretty Peacock, and this is at 1 inch, and this is going to be at 5.5. I'll probably trim it down. And I ran this through the Merry Melody embossing folder, and I don't know if y'all can see, but it's got the impressions of music. So I'm going to add that. I'm going to probably put it right about here. And it doesn't matter where you want to put it. I think I'll put it right, I don't want it in the center. I'm going to move it over to the left a little bit. And I'm going to trim this down because I want it to go equal to my paper, which is going to be 5 inches. All right, so let me bring in my paper trimmer. And I'm going to trim this down to 5. So this will go exactly the way my paper is. It's going to line up with that. And then I'm going to use this other piece, which is I'm just going to use the one I just cut. And we're going to take this little piece and we're going to add that to it as well. So I'm going to place this right here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add my adhesive, and I'm going to bring my craft mat in. If you don't have a craft mat, I highly encourage you to get one. I think they're, I don't know, $5 maybe, but it keeps your glue from getting all over your paper, your desk, whatever work surface, you know, whatever you're working on. So I'm going to place this right about here. And you can do whatever you want. And you can also, we'll change up the direction too. But since my music was going this way, then I wanted to keep it going in the vertical, if you will, not the landscape. Okay, so I've got that there. Now I have this little piece, and this is, get my ruler. This is 3 5/8. So this is the opposite side of the paper. I'm just going to play that right there, just for something. Just, I don't have to, but I just want to do a little something different. So I'm going to add that right there. See how easy this is? I mean, it really is. And this stamp set with the punch makes it so nice to be able to make some quick cards. So I'm just going to place that right kind of in the center of my music piece. And I'm just going to place that right there. And again, I probably should have trimmed this down because that's a lot of white, but it's okay. All right, so now I've already punched out my circle. So I'm going to stamp. We're going to make this one a birthday card. So I'm going to use my, this is going to be like all Pretty Peacock is the color. So everything on the card is Pretty Peacock. This is the stamp that says celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Now when you're using the photopolymer, you need to use a foam mat underneath or something that's going to give it some cushion. Because if you notice, this doesn't have, like the red rubber, it doesn't have the cushion underneath. So it helps to give it good pressure. So I've already punched out my circle. So I'm just going to stamp this right about there. Hopefully I've got it even. And then, all right, so now we've got, it says celebrate. And then we're going to bring in the, what are we going to bring in? Let's do the happy birthday. We'll put the happy birthday. So let me grab that stamp out of here. And again, we're going to do the same color because we're just going to keep it all tone on tone. And we're going to stamp that right here in the center. Okay? See how easy that is? Hang on a minute. There we go. All right, so let me close this up. Now, what I'm going to do, I know, I just tell you, I just love all these colors. They're just so gorgeous. And, you know, turquoise and these teals and all that are my favorite. Okay, so now I am going to add some ribbon. I'm going to put some ribbon under this. This is the Lost Lagoon. This is a new ribbon. It's really, really pretty. And it goes with, you know, it's a little like a lighter shade, right? So this is called lint. Wait a minute, they got it in different, bordered ribbon. This is, they have it in different languages. So I'm going to snip a piece of this. And then all I'm going to do is take my seal. And I am going to get my, oops, I'm going crooked here. All right, so I'm going to flip my thing over so that I know the top's up here. I'm just going to put a couple of lines of the adhesive because I'm going to make just a, like a, just like, not a bow, but like a loop-de-doopy thingy, okay? You'll see, of a little flaggy thing. So I'm going to flip this around. All I'm going to do is just stick it on my glue and then just bring it down. And hopefully I've got it where it's going to be straight. Let's see. And it's not. So I'm going to take it off. That's one thing. So you just have to play with it. So I better just do it this way. Let me get it on here like that. So we can get it straight. You would think you'd be able to see it, right? All right, hang on. Try to get it so it's going to be even. Okay, there we go. All right, so we're just going to bring this one down. And we're just going to make like a banner, if you will, or whatever you want to call these little tail things. Let's see if I got it in there. There we go. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive right here because I know that piece is needs to be tucked down. And you could add others if you want. I'm just going to leave it like that. And then I'm going to trim. And I don't have my ribbon scissors, so bear with me. I may have to get up and get them because I wasn't thinking. Yep, that'll work. And then we'll trim this one up. Let's see, we'll go this way too. All right, let's see how that works. This guy is a little crooked. Let's make sure he gets down there. And then you've got a nice little, like a little tail thing. Now we're going to add some dimensionals and pop this up to give it some oomph, if you will. And that little dude doesn't want to stay there, does he? All right, so let's pop down. I'm going to put one right there to help keep him down. You never have, whoopsie, you never have enough dimensionals, right? And these things are so inexpensive. You get like 300 for, I don't know, $5, something like that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and peel this off and add this to our card. I know they're very simple, but I mean, isn't that cute? Isn't that gorgeous? And then you can play with your, the ribbon if you don't like the way it's laying. You just adjust it, you know. But again, as I always say, the person getting this card has no idea what it's supposed to look like. So we're just going to put that right there for now. And then on the inside of the card, I have a little strip of the same paper, and I'm going to glue that to the bottom just to give it a little bit of same, bringing the whole paper thing through. So we'll just put that in this on the bottom, or you can put it along the side if you want to cut a piece that's longer. You can do that. And this one's probably a little bit off in size, but that's okay. And then we'll attach that to the inside, and then there is our card. Isn't that cute? I know. Thank you for my cards, everybody. I loved them. Karen, yours was gorgeous too. All right, so there's one card using the gingham and the pretty peacock. So let's go. All right, now we're going to move on, and we'll do a different one. I'm using this paper that I'm getting ready to use is from, and this one's on, this one is on the 15% off, the inked botanicals. And I think the gingham is, let me double check. I got it right. Yes, the gingham is on there as well as the inked botanicals. I think you all have seen these papers. This has got some really pretty colors. This is part of the pack. It's almost used up. But it's got a lot of the Cajun, crushed curry, calypso coral, some of the Lost Lagoon, pool party, and then some of the backs have different designs on them. This piece really does, these don't really do it justice. But, and there's 48 sheets in the pack, and it's $12.50 plus you'll get your, 15% discount. All right, so this card, we're going to do something very similar. All right, so we are going to score, which I didn't do, and I will use my trimmer. This one we're going to score at 4 1/4 as well, so we'll bring this in. And if you don't have this paper trimmer, it's $30. It is well worth it, I tell you. It opens up, it has an arm that opens up to 17 inches if I'm not mistaken. And what I did was I put a piece of tear tape so you can see the numbers going down here, which makes it a lot easier when you're trying to measure stuff. Okay, so we're going to fold this in half. Now this one, we are going to, hang on, let me see which, sometimes you got to fold it both ways to see if it's going to be even or not. So this one we're going to do in the landscape mode. All right, so this one, and I was toying, but that's going to be too busy because I want this right here to show. So I'm going to put the yellow dots on here. And I think I'm going to bypass the white. So I think I'm just going to do it with the paper. So let's just see what this looks like. So we'll get up here. So we're going to cut this down to 4 because this is going to be my first layer, right? So this will be 4 by 5 1/4. And then we'll move that over there. 5 1/4. And you guys, you come back on Tuesday because I'm going to show you some wow cards that you'll have access to July 5th or 6th, I think. But if you join as a demonstrator, you'll be able to order it now. And you will die. When you see this, you're going to want this set. So just come back Tuesday because that's what we're going to be doing. All right, so this one is the dots. Now, keep in mind, I cut it at 4 by 5 1/4. And just because the dots are, it makes it look like it's off, right? So you just glue it down because it's not. It's just that the way your eye sees things. And I hate covering up. Isn't this gorgeous? I just love all these colors and the way they've designed this paper. It's just amazing. But I thought, well, you know, I gotta show the other side, so that's what we're gonna do. All right, so we're gonna put this piece here, and again, this is 4 by 5 1/4, and I've got, you know, 1/8 of an inch going all the way around. Okay. Now I want my orange dots to show. I'm gonna cut this down, but I want it to go this way, and then I'm gonna have, because I really like this piece here. I think it's really pretty, and I'm gonna place this here, but I'm gonna cut those down as well. All right. So let's cut. Let's see, how big is this one? Let's cut this one down to, 1 1/4. And you can do, again, you do whatever you want, okay? This is going to be 1 1/4, if I can get my paper straight. Okay, 1 1/4. And then we're going to make it at, and keep your long strips, because we can use that. And I'm going to make this at the 5 1/4, because that's where I want it to go to right at, I'm sorry, it's going to be, yeah, 5 1/4, because I want it to go right from edge to edge. Okay, so this is going to be 5 1/4. All right, and we don't need that little piece, so we can use him if we want. All right, and then this one, since this is 1 1/4, I'm going to cut this one down to 1 inch. Or let's do 3/4 of an inch. Let me see. Yeah, we don't want it to overpower. Maybe we do. Yeah, let's do that. Let's cut this down to 1 inch. So I'm going to lay this in here and cut it down. And it's shifted. Hang on a minute. You get the smaller sheets. You just have to be careful when you shut your paper trimmer. Not that it has to be exact, but okay. So we're going to cut that down to 1 inch. See how easy this is? So if you, and this is another thing, if you've got a lot of designer paper laying around like most of us do, this is a great way to use it up. So I'm going to put this here. And then I'm going to put this guy right down here. Or I might put him at the top. I'm deciding. And we're going to cut this down because I don't want him this long. So let's see. Do we want it at the top or at the bottom? I really like that. I think I might have to cover up more of the dots though. I'll probably cut him down some. Okay. Let's actually, I think I'm going to leave it like that. I'm just going to cover up a little bit more of the dots. And I am going to cut it down a little bit. I don't want it the same size. So let's cut this down to, let's do 4 3/4. That just cuts off just a tiny bit. All right, so Karen, did you email me this morning about those things? Because it must have been after I checked my email. All right, so I think I'm gonna do it like that. I'm gonna come up a little bit and not show as many dots. So let's go ahead and add our adhesive by covering up this beautiful side piece on the back. All right, so that's what we're gonna put down here. And I think we'll put this, I think I'm gonna center this a little bit on the high, I think I'm gonna go up a little bit higher on the card. Gotta make sure we get it opening the right way. All right, so that's gonna go there. And then we're gonna add this piece right below it. And then we're gonna stamp and punch another sentiment. So let's see, we did 4 3/4. So this is only gonna be a little bit shy. So let's move him up to right about there. I think I like that. And you could flag these if you wanted. Cut the tail and make it look like a flag. Okay, so now with that being said, let's go ahead and do our circle punch. And let's pull in one of, let's see, what do we want to make this one as? Oh, la la la, we got the flowers. I don't think I want to do flowers. Do we? Do we want to try the flowers and see? And I found that it's easier, and this is just me, you can stamp on your paper and then punch it out, but I found it's easier if I just punch out my circle, because then I can place my die exactly where I want it to go. I don't know if these flowers, let's try the flowers in coral. Let's see what that looks like. It might, if it doesn't look right, then we'll just flip over our stuff and we'll do it again. So let me bring my block in. The day after the, oh really? Okay, I better go back. I must have missed it. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's get our flower. And that doesn't look very straight, does it? Good Lord. Okay, so I'm going to lay it down here. And then I'm just going to put my block on it. And it might just be the way the flower, it looks like it's crooked, doesn't it? Okay, so let's try Calypso Coral. And we'll make this, I don't know, we'll look and see what sentiments they have. So I'm going to ink this up with the Calypso Coral. Because I don't think we want crushed curry. I think it's going to be too much. And then you're just going to line it up with the edge of your circle, or come slightly down, however you want to place it. So I'm going to stand up and hope that I get this on there. Sometimes sitting down when you can't put your head underneath the camera, right? That's pretty. I think that'll look nice. What do you think? I think that'd be pretty. It kind of adds to it. Now, we could add another one down here, but I think that might be a little much. So I'm going to leave it the way it is, but we could take the circle and just turn it over and stamp this again. But I think I'm going to leave it that way. All right, and then let's pull in one of the other sentiments. Let me clean this off real quick. All right, so let's see. What sentiment do we want? Now, let's do, how about if we do, can we get Smile Today in there? Let's see. Or do we want Smile? Let's see, maybe that's going to be too much. Let's see, do we want to put Smile? Because it's kind of sunny. No, I think Smile, no, I don't know if I like that one. Warm Hello? What do y'all think? Or Thanks. Thanks. Oh, I see. Smile. Oh, we could do Smile Today. What do you think about that? There's Today. Think that'd be too much? That might be. Let's try it. If we don't like it, we'll just flip it over. Smile Today. Let's try that and see what happens. I'm going to leave them just like, no, I'm not. I'm going to take this one off. Okay. And I'm going to do this in all Calypso. Maybe I should do it in black. What do y'all think? Black or Calypso Coral? Let's do it in Calypso Coral and I'll stamp off. How's that? That's what we'll do. Let's do Calypso Coral. And then we're going to stamp on a, I'll stamp right, because this will just make it look a little bit lighter. So we'll do Smile. See, it's a lot lighter. And then let's take this off. And if we don't like that, then we can always flip our paper over, right? Because it's two-sided. Smile Today. So or we could just leave it as Smile. All right, let's do the Today and put Smile. And I'm going to do it offset. Let me see. Do I want it today? Yeah, let's just do it like that. All right, there we go. I think that looks good. It's not too dark. What do y'all think about that? I think that's pretty. And, well, again, I like to pop these up on dimensionals. So we'll go ahead and do that. And if you have ribbon or anything that you want, and this is what, don't throw this part of your dimensionals away, because these are parts that you can use. So you have to be, we have to be thrifty, right? So we use up all of our pieces that we can. I use them all up. Even my paper pumpkin stuff that comes in the kit. Okay, so we're just going to put Smile Today, and I think I'm going to set that. Now I think I should have brought this down, but I'm going to put this right in the center. Nope, I'm going to put it right there. That way we still get to see our paper, and then we've got the card right there. All right, now we're going to go on the inside, and since we're doing a long ways, I'm going to put this, I could put it down here because it's already cut that size. So, yeah, let's do that. Let's just go ahead and add that. And this is the back side, but I like this paper better. So let's just add this to the bottom of the inside of our card. All right. So we're just going to place this down here. Isn't this pretty? I just love this paper. I just think it's really gorgeous. And how these people come up and I don't have the brain to design stuff like this. And all right, let me move it just a little bit so we can make sure it's even. We got a little gap between each end, which is fine. And then we'll just add this to the inside. Let me go ahead and do that now. I just mailed off, I take all my old cards, or cards that I make, and if the ones that I've make a lot. So I sent them to the Cards for Soldiers. I just packaged up, I only did one box, one large flat rate box. And I think I had over 300 cards in there. Because I sent holiday, because they have a cutoff of when you can get your holiday cards there. And of course, then most of them were birthday cards and thinking of you and stuff like that. All right, so there's the inside of our card. So what do y'all think about that? Isn't that cute? I think that's cute. I like the, I love these flowers. And it's a little, it does look like this isn't quite centered. But you know what? Nobody knows what this card's supposed to look like, so it really doesn't matter. All right, so there's our second card that we've made. And now I've got one more we're going to do. And again, I'm just picking stuff and doing it. All right, so this one, we are going to, I pulled all this paper out. Now I got to remember what I was doing with it. So you have to bear with me. La, 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 la. Let's see. I like this. I'm debating. I think that's going to be, I think I'd rather do this. Y'all tell me what you think. I think I was going to do that, and then I was going to put these. Oh, we're going to do this one. Hang on a minute. I'm thinking. Thinking. No, we want this. No, let me think about this. I'm debating if I want to do it. I think I'm going to do this long ways again. Only because I like this color. And I think with this on top of it, it's going to look really pretty. What do y'all think? Is that going to be too busy? Maybe I should go like that. No, that's too much. But I could add that to it, but then we've got too many. See, this is what the problem is. So here's the problem. You got to figure out how you want to do it. And I love this color. So I was thinking, but if I do that color, that's going to be a little bit too tone on tone, right? So I could do that and then put this on top. What do y'all think about that? Is that kind of, I don't know. That doesn't do anything for me. And if I flip this one over, we could do that and then flip this over. All right, so leave me some comments. What do you think? Should I do, I'm thinking maybe going like that. Or better yet, we could just not put that there and we could just do one sheet and then put our circle on here. What do you think about that? Actually, we could cut this in half and put one long one across and then cut the second one down a little bit. That's what I'm thinking. The green on green, like that, this with this, and then the flowers. I think that'll be fine. Sometimes we read more into it than we should, right? I really like this color. All right, let's go with that. Let's try it. You know what? It doesn't matter. All right, so we're going to cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4. Do we want to, yeah, let's add a white piece underneath. Okay, so we're going to have the white there. So let's cut this to 3 3/4 by 5. So 3 3/4, hang on a minute, by 5. No, we want 5 this way. So I need 3 3/4 this way, right? 3 3/4, yeah, because we want it to go landscape. So we want that. And then this will cut down to 5 inches. Okay. See, that's the hard part when you're, when we're crafting, right? We got to stop and think, oh my gosh. And that's what takes forever. Like, do I want this? Do I want that? Da, 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 da. All right. And I think I'm going to cut my white down a little bit. For whatever reason, I think I'm just going to cut 1/8 off. So instead of making it 4, I'm going to make it 4 7/8. And that will give us a little bit more of the calypso that's going to show on the card base. And then this is 5 1/4. So I'm going to bring it down to 5 and right there. We're just going to take 1/8 off that one too. Oops. So I don't want it quite as much of the white to show. All right, so that way we can glue this on here, and that gives it a little bit, not quite as starky white. Or I could do the vanilla. No, I better go with white. Okay, so this will go in here. We're going to glue this down. So you see how simple this is? And again, you can, the sketch just gives you the idea of how you can get started, and then you just go from there and do your own thing. And no matter what your card looks like, you're going to send it, and the people, whoever get it, is going to love it. So that's how you have to look at it. All right, so that piece is there. Now, before I glue this one down, I'm going to cut this one down. And I think I'd rather cut this one down so we don't have quite as much of the flowers. That might be a little, so let's cut this is 1 1/2. So let's cut this down to 3/4 of an inch. 3/4, let me line it up. I'm gonna line it up on the right-hand side of the paper trimmer because the right-hand side goes up to 1 1/2 inches. Whoops, gotta hold it. All right, so we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna make this 3 3/4, no, 5, that's gonna be 5 inches. No, we want this one, I'm thinking. No, I think I want this one longer. Let's do this one at 5. And if we don't like it, then we'll, whoops, then we'll, we can always switch it. Okay, so we're gonna take this one. Now my thought process is put this like here. We're gonna do this landscape, and then put this little piece. We could do a little small piece underneath. That's what I'm thinking. I think that's what I'm thinking. So let's do, I'm gonna do this at, I'm gonna do this one at 3/4, but we're gonna hide part of it underneath. So we'll cut 3/4. Actually, that looks like a half. I think I cut it at a half. I did, I cut it a 1/2 inch, but that's okay. And let's cut this down to 4 inches, and then we'll adjust it as we need to. How's that? Okie doke. I think that will work. So let's do that. All right, let's go ahead and add this on here. Now you can always pop this up on dimensionals if you want to, but I try to keep, sometimes I'll pop the base up, but you got to be careful because you don't want too much bulk for the mail. So just keep that in mind when you're making stuff and getting ready to send them out. So here's what my thought is. I think I'm going to take this one. I want this to be up here, and I'm going to put this little piece underneath. So I'm going to lay this right about here. Actually, we can come down a little bit and put our circle up there some. Why don't we do that? So let's do, yep, let's do that. I'm going to lay him here. All right. So as you can see, isn't this easy? I mean, look, we've done, let's see, I stopped talking at 20 till. So it's been about 30 minutes and we've gotten 3 cards made. That's pretty cool. All right, and I think I'm gonna put it just like that. Now we could add some twine under here if we wanted. If we want to add some twine to this, we could do that as well. But I'm gonna just go ahead and add this down. And then we'll do our sentiment. And this one, let's see, what do we want to do this one? Let me get that there. Now this is cut at the 5 inches because we just want it to go from side to side. That's different. See, again, you're pulling colors in. All right, and then let's see. How about, oh, let's see. So we've got flowers. We could do sending you a warm hello, or we could do the birthday cake, or we can put thinking of you. Let's do, because we can't really do that because it's not beachy. Oh, I always choose wisely, right? No, okay, let's do, what do we do on the other one? Not that it matters. Let's just do a warm hello. How's that? So let's put thinking of you. No, we don't want to do that. What do we want to do? Warm hello. All right, we're going to, first of all, let's pop out our circle. So we're going to do that. Okay. All right, so we have to figure out what we're going to do here, and that's what I'm trying to think of. Sending you, all right, let's do sending you a warm hello. Let's do that. And I'm going to use, I think I'm going to do, let's do Sending You in Calypso Coral, and then I'm going to use the Pretty Peacock for the Warm Hello, but I'm going to stamp it off. We can do Lost Lagoon, but since I have this here, we'll just do that one. How's that? All right, so we're going to take, not Thinking of You, Sending You. So this is going to give us a little bit of a background on the Calypso. So let's get our stamp. My block over here. I'm going to put that down right there. And then we're going to stamp that right there. Let's do that in, oh, I don't know. Maybe we should do that. I think I'd rather do that in the Peacock, and we're going to stamp off. So let's do that Sentiment, and then we'll stamp the Warm Hello in Calypso Coral. How's that? All right, so this one, watch when and this one is solid, so it's going to do the solid. See that? That's how it's going to ink it up. So let's just lightly push down, take some of that color off, and then let's do this. Now, of course, I could have gotten the Lost Lagoon, but we're going to go with this, and it should be fine. So we're just going to set that there for just a minute and let it transfer the ink. So that's a way that you can use your inks and get different colors, okay? So I think that, because I think this would have been a little bit too dark, right? So that looks good. All right, so now we'll come back and we'll use the Calypso for our Sentiment, and we'll send a warm, get it out of my thing here. Is this the Warm Hello? Yep. All right, so we're going to put that on here. Warm Hello. And we're just going to stamp that right there. That kind of pulls all the colors together. All right. And then again, we'll pop these up on dimensionals. And we may want to add a little bit of that ribbon again. So let's do, let me find my ribbon. Oh, it's right in front of me. Let's do something a little different here. Let's see if we can, I try to do this and it never seems to work out, but let's try to wrap it. Let me see if I can wrap it. All right, some of you guys are probably better at all this stuff than I am, but we're just gonna, sometimes if you wrap it and then twist it, but with the circle, you gotta make sure that you're getting it big enough that it's gonna show underneath, and I think that will. So let's just throw some adhesive on here, and we're gonna really ink it up, or not ink it, but adhese it so that we can get our ribbon on here. And then, all right, and that looks nice. It's kind of going at an angle. All right, so with that, we're going to add our dimensionals again, and we'll put, even though it's got the adhesive, we want to keep it popped up, right? So I am going to, hang on a second, put one here. I'm going to put one, actually I'm going to cut a piece. Let me cut this one, and then I'm going to cut up, did I already cut these? Let me cut a longer one. I'm going to put a long piece over the ribbon just to hold it on top. So let's just do that. We'll put him right about there. That will just help hold him down. And I think that's good. I don't think we need any other dimensionals on there. I think it will hold it fine. Okay. And then we're just going to pop him right about here. How's that? What do you think about that? We'll put him right about, we'll put him a little off-centered. There we go. All right, so what do you think about that? That's pretty cute, isn't it? Okie doke. So there we have made 3 cards. Let me clean up my mess for 1 second. Give me 1 minute here. Move all this out of the way. Put that there. Whoopsie. All right, so, and then of course, we would put something on the inside, and I would put a piece of this because I've got it right there. So that, and this is very vanilla. And I thought since this has got very vanilla in it as well, then that will go on the inside of the card, okay? All right, so we've got this one, and we have, whoopsie, I didn't glue this one down. And we have this one, and see how you can use the same sketch and you get 3 different looks? Okay, now let me show you what I did. I got 2 other cards that I made just to show you some of the other things you could do. Okay, so this one is very similar to this one, but all I did was reverse the paper. So see the check? I just reversed the paper, added my, and then everything else is the same. Okay, so there's that one. And then here's the one that's using that water and sun. Isn't that cute? So my my strips, if you will, I just cut a piece of the, I think this is more afternoon azure, whatever, and then I think it's, no, what color? Oh, pecan pie, and ran it through the embossing machine, the little one that has the stripes. And then you got that, and pop that up on, I did the dimension. Now I did cut a circle a little bit smaller, and then I just kind of made, this is not a cloud, but it looks like a cloud to me, so I kind of cut that down to make it look like a cloud. But so there's another way that you can use, and that's the other part of the stamp set as well. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that cute? So there you go. And this stamp set is very easy, and it's got the coordinating punch, and you can find that in my online store. It's on page, what did I say, 19 or 17, something like that. All right, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed this, and actually we were not quite an hour. So there you go. You can see how simple it is by using one sketch of how you make your cards look all different just by changing out your paper and ink. So this is what I would call SIP, stamps, inks, and paper, stamp, ink, and paper. Though we did use a punch, but you know, stamps, ink, and paper, I think this is pretty easy for somebody or someone that just needs to make cards and doesn't want to spend a long time. All right, thank you so much. You all need to come back Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have got some gorgeous, gorgeous cards that are easy to make, and y'all are going to want to see them because you're going to want that paper, okay? So have a great weekend, and if you need anything, reach out to me. You can Facebook message me. You can email me at dawn@shallwestamp.com. However you want to get a hold of me is fine. And I will see you all Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, everybody. Thanks again. Have a great weekend. Bye now.